Hey guys, this is Delphine with the CultureQuirk channel. So this week I wanted to do something a little bit different and talk about something that interests me personally, which is bento. If you don't know, bento is like a Japanese lunchbox. Traditionally, you would normally have some rice in it and then some kind of meat or fish with that and a couple of different kinds of vegetables. And the thing about bento is that typically it's supposed to be aesthetically pleasing, and some people take that to the extreme. There are things like oikakiben or picture bento where you form images of things like plants and animals, scenery, people. And something else that's popular is keraben, where people make specific characters in their bento from things like manga or video games. I am absolutely fascinated with bento, and I just marvel at how intricate they can get, although I really like the nice and simple ones too. Now, I'm not much of a cook. I like it okay, but I'm not very experienced and I don't put that much time into it. But it's something that I really want to get better at, and I especially want to get decent at making bento. I tried making cutesy stuff before with some success. Here's an example of a bento I made with onigiri or rice balls, tamagoyaki or fried egg, and some sausages shaped like a little octopus. So that gives you a small example of a bento, but I'll be putting some links down in the box below to some pictures of some really hardcore and really adorable bento images as well. I actually own a lot of materials for bento making, although I don't use them all too often. I mostly use these boxes for snacks, sandwiches, leftovers, and I don't usually make them super cute. But I'm trying to do simple things here and there to get myself into it, such as giving my sandwich a smiley face. So for any bento enthusiasts out there who are beginners like me, I would just start out with small things like that and have fun with it, and hopefully our skills will grow from there. So here are some of the bento tools that I like to show you. Like I said, I have a pretty decent collection of stuff, and most of these are gifts and whatnot. Now I'll start out, of course, with some of my bento boxes, and here's one of the first ones I've ever gotten. This one's my smallest, so I can't do too much with it other than just little snacks, but it is my favorite. It's so cute. Now, as you can tell, a lot of these are pretty tiny, so recently I went out and got myself a pretty big one. Not necessarily super cutesy, but it's very practical. And here are some of the really tiny chopstick sets that I have. Now, these are just cute little carrying boxes for onigiri. And I also have a few little containers to separate stuff in the bento box itself. Now moving on to the molds, I have a ton of different rice molds to make different onigiri shapes. Here's just a normal triangle shape, and you're supposed to put the rice on the inside, and there's a little hole back there, so that when you push the rice, the excess comes out and you can just take it out and you'll have a nice little triangle shaped rice ball. And I have two sizes. I really like the small one. These are spheres, and these have little handles so you can just scoop the rice out, and you have your mold. And I actually have one that I've never used. It's still in its wrapper, so this way you can sort of see what the wrapping looks like. These are square shapes. I didn't get any of these in Japan, by the way. I got them all in the States, in usually a little Chinatown type of area. These are cute little animal molds for rice, but I've also used these before to cut the shape out of something. So one time I sliced some cucumber and I punched out kind of a frog-looking shape from them. Here are some tools that are actually meant for cutting shapes into vegetables and stuff to get little flowers and whatnot. Here's a little hole punch in the shape of a bear. This is good for cutting seaweed and making cute little shapes. Although circular hole punches are good too, especially if you just want eyes. And finally, here's my little box of animal picks. If you want to make tiny little kebabs or hold something together, or just stick it in something and make it cute. And to wrap things up, quite literally, I have a couple of bags to put your bento box in. This one's actually shaped in kind of a square shape so that you just have to tie it up. And this next one actually started out as one big rectangle, so you can sort of tie it up in a bunch of different ways. But the fabric is really nice and pretty. So there we go, I just wanted to show those off to you. Aside from necessarily making box lunches, I also think it's a lot of fun to make cute snacks and stuff in general. So if I'm going to a gathering of friends, if I bring food, I try to be a little bit creative with it. And again, starting out with small things such as cutting the sandwiches in fun shapes, or making those octopus-shaped sausages, with the hopes that I'll get better at this. Now, I wish I could give you some sort of tutorial or something here, but like I said, I'm very much a beginner, and so I wanted to turn to you guys. Let me know if you have any tips on how to start, maybe some easy recipe ideas that are bento friendly. I would love your input. Also, I'm not sure whether I should film some of my attempts at making bento. I've never made cooking videos before because I'm not an expert at it, but is that something you want to see, is me trying it out? If there's any interest from you guys, I might try and film a cooking video in the future, so let me know your thoughts. Check out all the great links on bento that I put in the description. There's some really cool stuff out there. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next week.